Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh but now I've been found. I was blind, oh but now I see. I guess I was no more than 10 years old when I first heard his name. And when I finally saw him, well, my life was never quite the same. For days on end, I saved my nickels and dimes for Saturday evening and matinee time. And I saw and loved all the cowboy stars, but he was somebody special and the greatest by far. And I'd like to think, with all that great talent he had, that maybe he kept a lot of kids from going bad. Now every boy has his hero down through his time, and this big tough cowboy was always mine. And many a time through the heat and the rain, I'd walk all the way to town just to see John Wayne. And I reckon those days were my greatest joy, 'cause he was God's gift to a growing up boy. And it followed me through to a grown-up man, and I'm mighty proud to say I was a devoted fan. 'Cause he was a natural from the very start, and he played every scene straight from the heart. From his first to his last, he was 10 feet tall, and you just couldn't watch without being a little part of it all. Now he loved his country, and he'd tell you so, and he preached democracy wherever he'd go. But he was human, and he would grow old. But throughout his life, he was pure solid gold. Now in these few lines, I just can't tell you the half of it, but I'll tell you one thing, he was real true grit. He was Rooster Cogburn with a patch on his eye, that whiskey-drinking sheriff, too mean to die, the sergeant who died on that Iwo Jima sand, to a world that loved him, a big, big man. But time has a way of making its own law, and the first time fate almost beat him to the draw. But he shot it out with odds that stood in store, and he won the fight and came back for more. Yeah, the greatest cowboy was growing old, and finally sickness took its toll. In his life and profession, he had paid his dues, and I cried like a baby when I heard the news. Oh, I'll never forget how I felt that day when they told me the Duke had passed away. To millions of people, a real true friend. And this story really has no end, 'cause every time he walks across the silver screen, I'll relive my childhood all over again. The peanuts, the popcorn, and the candy time when I rode the range with a friend of mine. Now this is my tribute to a man in the main, an American hero, Big John Wayne. And when we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh, but now I've been found. Was blind, but now I